Okay, so we're going to do a little tutorial here on using ClubDeck. In this case, it's PC, but as far as I know, it works pretty much identically on Windows and Mac. First thing is you have to have a Clubhouse account. So the way Clubhouse works, the app on your phone, is it's tied to your phone. Just like there's some other chat apps and things that authenticate to your phone. When we switch to ClubDeck, the app, what's going to happen is you can only be logged into one account on one device at a time, as opposed to Zoom, where you were just on your phone and on the desktop at the same time. Clubhouse doesn't work that way. So as soon as we log into ClubDeck, it kicks you off the phone app. So the app is ClubDeck.app. And so we'll just download that app for Windows. So if you're going to use one thing, it's better to just use ClubDeck because the two user interfaces are totally different. All right, now you're going to put in your mobile number because this is how you authenticate. It's going to text you a 6-digit number. You're going to see it on your phone, so you have to look at your phone.
Okay.
Just type that in there. Beautiful. The first thing to always do is go to settings to make sure that the microphone is set correctly. And that's this. There's an audio settings thing that looks like a mixer. We'll click on that and we'll see the audio settings pop out. So when I talk about the windows, each of these white bubbles that you see on screen is like, that's the user interface. So there's also the back channel. Back channel is another geek word for chat. This is where you're going to set obviously your mic and speakers. Right now you have your webcam as your default mic, so that's what it's going to use. And then the speakers built-in sound card is the speakers. And that's the bare minimum, but it's really recommended to be using headphones because for the conversation to be as fluid as possible, you have to use headphones. If you don't, it's constantly trying to figure out who is the priority and who should be heard and using echo cancellation and all this stuff. And it's just not as good an experience. So it's really recommended to have headphones connected. So on PCs, when you plug in headphones, it says, oh, I detected something. What is it? So anyway, we'll choose headphones because that's what you just plugged in. There's headphones. I click OK. So it still says Realtek Heal, but it should be now using your headphones. The only way to find out is to test it.
Well, monitors did turn off, and I hear you through my headphones. So.
Oh, great. So it auto switched to your headphones. Great. I'm familiar with Mac and how it behaves more than Windows, but it's a similar thing on Mac. It just will switch. Okay, so you got that much going. Well, here's the interface. We'll close our audio settings, so that should be working. The next thing to do would maybe possibly for me to log into ClubDeck and start a room so you can connect to it. I do have my own house. And in the house, you have rooms. Here's a room. I'm starting a room. So why don't you on your app, let's have you go back to ClubDeck and let's see if you can find me. Let's see if you can find anything about me. So we'll do a search at the top for George the Tech. See what comes up.
Wow, a lot of people.
So these are all people with the name George in their name, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's see if we put in one word, if that shows up. There we go.
Right, there's George the Tech.
Great. Now you can follow me, and that will make things a lot easier because now we'll be connected to each other. So there's people, houses, and rooms. Couldn't be more confusing, right? So I have houses. You can join my houses, right? And then there's rooms. Rooms are like conversations. Like right now, I have a room going that nobody else is in, right? So let's do this. Now that I have a room going, let's make sure.
Okay, so Jodi's going to have a house.
Jodi has a house, right? Yeah, she has a house. In fact, we can search for that house right now as well. It should be called Power and Sound, I hope. And we're not searching for people, we're searching for houses. So we'll do that.
Yep.
There's Power. That's her logo right there. That's how I know. So we'll click on that, and you're going to join the wait list. She likes to have some control over who's in her space. Not just any random stranger can be in her house, which is smart for privacy. It keeps crazy people out because they're definitely on Clubhouse. You don't want any random person coming into your room and then coming in and being a psychopath. Now on the wait list, so that's good. So anybody that wants to be on a show with Jodi, that's the step. You have to log in. You don't have to friend her, but you do have to be in her house. So you find the name of the house in the top, you search the houses, and then you join the wait list. So now Jodi knows that you are interested in being in the house. She's going to go and see, oh, I know who you are. And she's going to let you join her. She'll see your name, and if you have a picture, she'll see your picture. But that's about it. She has to know who you are. I don't think it's going to tell her much about who this person is. So that's why the authentication to your mobile number is incredibly important. Otherwise, anybody could be anyone, totally anonymized, and it could be total chaos, right? So let me see. Now you're in here, her house. You're also in my house, and I have a room going. Let's see if you can find my room. You see this box right here, it's called the hallway.
Hallway setting?
Yeah. These are the rooms that are currently running on Clubhouse. There's a lot of them. Most of them none of them you're going to know anybody. This is the whole wild world. These are all conversations, all happening right now, real time.
But they're not in your house. These are just rooms.
Yeah, these are all mixed together. I think in the hallway settings, you can say, oh yeah, this is good. Let's see. When a friend is speaking, notify me. This is probably helpful because it'll help you know that me or Jodi or somebody we know is having a room or having a room running right now. So having that notification thing on might be helpful. It might help you get your attention to say the room is running. So I'll hide this again. And so here's where you'll join the room. So when you know that Jodi is having her room, once you're in her house, you should see her room show up here at the top of this list. And then you just click join. So you're going to join my room. And again, you see how it just keeps adding more windows as you go along, right? It gets wider and wider. So you have to get used to that. Whatever this is, you can see there's a collapse button. So on the right-hand side is the room chat. So if I'm in my club deck and I'm in let's see, first to chat, hello. So you should see that appear in the chat. And yet you did not. So that's fascinating. That's probably because there's more than one chat. And that's another unbelievably confusing part. What I'm going to do is open the back channel. Yeah, that's for chatting in general as opposed to this specific room. Oh, Dr. Mike is there. See, this is a public room, so people are starting to take notice because on their Clubhouse app, they're getting notifications.
I know that you opened a room.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's George the Tech. He's got a room open. So, and it's public, so they're there. Now, they're not hearing anything because your mic is muted. You see the little mic icon here? It's muted. Mm-hmm. Switching back to mine, my mic is muted. So they're not hearing anything of our conversation right now. As soon as I go into my club deck and unmute my mic, now I am in the conversation and the other people in there can hear. Hi, Taylor and Dr. Mike. So when you're in the club with Jodi and her show, you're going to see all of us who are speakers in the speakers area. At first, you'll be just listening like you are right now. So Jodi brings you on stage, so to speak. You're just a listener like everybody else right now. Hey there, Dr. Mike, how you doing? I'm just teaching my dad actually how to use Clubhouse. Jodi hosts all the Clubhouses that I'm involved with. She's a pro at it. She does it all the time. She practices it. She does several a month. We'll go ahead and open your mic, Dad. It looks like the way that my house's preferences are set, anybody at any time can be jumping right up on stage to talk. Whereas Jodi probably has her set to not allow that to happen, so she can have control. Jodi is the goddess of Clubhouse and Club Deck.